Welcome to Smart Cherry's Thoughts. This is Sai from India. Hi,
Hi, how are you?
I'm doing good. How are you doing?
I'm good, thank you.
Thank you for being on my show.
It's my pleasure, actually. Thank you for having me.
I've gone through your profile. I can see you're a psychologist and you're from Lebanon country. So, I thought to tell about you and your work to my audience.
My name is Suzanne AbiRizk. I'm a life coach and a psychologist. I hold a master's degree in psychology. Most of my experience is in counseling, and I also have experience in event management. In 2021, I published my first book. It's called Kintsugi, to my daughter who's yet to be born. And it's inspired by kintsugi. Are you familiar with kintsugi?
Kentucky, no.
Okay, it's a Japanese art of repairing broken pottery with gold. So in Japan, when a pot is broken, they don't throw it away and say it's useless. They actually repair it with gold to give it more meaning and more value. So this concept means a lot to me. So I used it to write my book. Which was actually not a book project. It was actually my journal, my personal journal that I decided to publish. And it's kind of a guide about resilience and finding meaning in brokenness.
So, this book is about your personal experiences.
Yes, absolutely. It's my personal experience.
So, you are into event management and also you said you are into another thing,
Counseling, coaching, and event
counseling. Yeah,
management.
yeah, counseling. So two different things. How you are able to do this?
Actually, I studied psychology. I have a master's degree in psychology, as I said, and I was recently certified as a life coach. The event management experience came from working for like 10 years in events and weddings and promotions. So I got this experience. And sometimes I use it, and I really need this experience because being a psychologist and an event planner and also a life coach, it needs people skills, dealing
Yeah,
with people, being able to communicate and listen to people, understand what they really want, what they really need. So yeah.
and when you got time to write your book, then
Actually, I was writing my personal journal every day. I was like brainstorming and writing what's going on with me or what I think or my thoughts, my experiences, my feelings sometimes. And I came to a point where I thought that I need to publish this because I think people would benefit from my experience. So I gathered all the courage that I have to be vulnerable enough and publish this journal as a book.
so as a people's person, as a psychologist, being in different roles, you said that you meet a lot of people, right?
Absolutely.
And you observe a lot of people's psychology,
Absolutely.
and you are trying to understand what they are doing in their life as a life coach, as a normal human being.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
studying,
I have this curiosity. Honestly, I have this curiosity to understand people, what they are up to, why they do what they do. Because I believe that there's always a reason for everything that happens. And I really love to understand. why people are like this or why they do this, because this reason tells a lot about people.
So from 10 years, you're into this event management.
Yes.
The degrees that you have in life coaching and in psychology, what you have, you know, learned in this 10 years that you didn't understood in your degrees?
That I still have a lot to learn.
Okay.
This is the highlight. I still have a lot to learn. Yeah, because every experience, every person you meet, they have something to teach you. So if you are really open and willing to keep learning and to keep growing, you can learn a lot from people.
So your subject is people.
Yes.
So your job is to understand and why understand people, why they are doing that, what they are doing, and what made them to do that.
And finding ways to support them.
In I mean, how you will support them.
Depends on what they are looking for, because different people look for different things in life. And I believe that my mission is to be there for them, to listen, to understand, to love them, to support them in order for them to have this safe space that they need to grow, to understand themselves more, to know what do they need or why they need this or why they are doing some things in life. It's I believe that my job is to be there for them.
So understanding their psychology is your life's purpose. Okay. So when it comes to you as life coach, what you tell people about life and what you know that people don't know about life.
Mainly as a life coach, I don't tell people about life. I mostly listen and understand, because when someone seeks the support of a life coach, they don't really want someone to lecture them or to keep talking and explaining. They need someone to reflect back on them what they really want. So I listen and I try to understand as much as I can to be able to support them finding the answers or the solutions by themselves. I don't fix, I don't tell them, yeah, this is life or this is what you have to do. They find meaning. But I'm here to support.
So people means in general they belongs to different industries and they work in different professions and they're from different countries and different roles and different age groups and different genders. So how you work with them? Do they
Shizan,
all have the same kind of problems?
there is some similarities, but every human being is different. Everyone has a different experience, different cultures, different mindsets, different backgrounds. They have different purposes in life. So you cannot say that, yes, I have the same experience with everyone, but there is some similarities.
So what is life and why we have life?
That's a big question, actually. For me, being alive is having a mission or a message or a story to tell to the world, you know, because you can live but not be fully alive. So life is the meaning that we give to what we're doing, is the value that we add to the day to the days that we are living, and it's different for everyone. There is no definition for it.
What is the value of life?
For me, it's what you do with it. How are you spending your life, your days? What are you doing with that? We give it the value. We give it the meaning.
Is it important to take life very seriously?
Not really. Not really. You've got to be able to laugh, uh, on some situations, sometimes on yourself, sometimes it doesn't have to be too serious. It's
So
that humor that gives it more meaning. Being able to laugh, to enjoy.
so your job right now is to like communicate with students and support them in doing the better work. So what kind of work that you do with the students?
Depends on what they need from me, because mainly I work with youth, and in this period of their lives, this phase, they go through a lot in the school, at home, with their friends, and they need different things. So I cannot be, or I cannot treat all of them the same way. And as much as I give them support, they give me support as well, because sometimes they are teaching me stuff. I learn from them. It's not like a one way I'm giving them. I'm counseling others all the time. It's a very rare and valuable opportunity to me to be able to learn from them.
So me or anybody who are working in different professions are doing work for different organizations or doing different kind of projects. And me, especially technology, working for machines. We communicate with machines most of the time. So we are different. And you're very lucky, like in your life, that you took a profession that, your subject is to study human beings. Like,
Absolutely.
and also being a life coach, in telling and listening to different people's lives, you also understand what your life is from their answers or their experiences.
Yes, absolutely. It helps me to learn a lot about myself, you know, because everyone has a message to give. And sometimes I can learn from their experience more than I learned from some of the experience that I had. Yeah, it's very important. And it's the most important thing is that to understand that I can actually learn from them and not just like say, yeah, I'm the counselor and I have to counsel them. I understand that it's a relationship. It's not only one way.
So you are an expert, you have studied psychology, you have degrees in it, you have, masters in it. In your study, is there any particular way of, behaving or having these qualities or these functionalities that human need to have so that they can live a happy life or like safe life? Is there anything like that in the book?
First, let me highlight the fact that I am not really an expert, because I believe that no one can be a real expert in psychology, because it's not like a destination and yeah, I have a master's degree and that's it, I know everything. It's like a journey where you can learn every day, you know. And to answer your question about happiness, it's I guess happiness is overrated, you know, because everyone tells you, yeah, be happy, you have to be happy, don't be sad, don't worry about this, don't think about that, don't overthink, just be happy. And we're like, okay, so how do I do this? How do I be happy? How do I maintain this happiness, you know? So it's not like there's a recipe for happiness. It's how you choose to look into every experience that you're going through. Because we don't really need happiness only. If you're happy all the time, how would you know the value of happiness? If you're only having positive experiences, how would you really know the value of these positive experiences? You will take it for granted. But when we go through different experiences and we really experience different emotions, if we really allow ourselves to experience different emotions, because sometimes we tend to deny or to avoid being sad or being angry or being upset, you know, and I believe that we need all of these emotions to feel alive. This also comes to your question about being alive, you know, and about life. It's like you need to feel all of these emotions to be able to really experience life and to experience happiness.
So actually, my question was, is it is there any particular qualities that human need to have and human need to adopt for himself in order to live a quality life?
Mostly it's a growth mindset, you know, a mindset that allows you to learn from every experience, to allow yourself to feel different emotions, to be willing to grow, you know, not like, yeah, I have it all, I know it all, and I'm not willing to change my mind. Changing your mind and your mindset is very important for growth and for experiencing positive uh, outcomes, to have positive outcomes in your life, you know.
So you are a life coach as well as psychologist. So you as a psychologist, you know there are positive emotions and negative emotions. Why we have positive emotions and negative emotions? Why there is positivity and negativity in the society or in the world or in the life of human being?
I will answer this question from my point of view, which is that I believe that it's a blessing to be able to experience different emotions, the positive and the negative, you know. Why are you laughing?
Okay.
For me, it's very important because we tend to take things for granted. You know, we wake up every day, you have a good health, so we take our health for granted. But when we become sick, we will know the value of being healthy. And this is the importance of having negative experiences. It will highlight the importance of being grateful for the positive ones,
So
you know.
you're saying in order to know the greatness of positivity and positive people in the world, you need negative people in the world.
Yes, absolutely. And because these people can reflect sometimes a side of you that you haven't explored yet.
Okay.
Because sometimes, for example, you meet someone and you don't like him or her, and you really don't know why. But there is always a why, there's always a reason. So it might be that unconsciously you're projecting on them your personal experience. It can be that they are a version of you that you hate now and that you are judging because we keep growing, you know, we're always in constant growth. So you may find or can relate to a version of you or phase of your life that you really hate and that this person is going through. So they remind you of it and you resent them for it. Or it can be someone who's an evolved version of you, someone that you will become later on and that you might be sabotaging right now. So you resent this person for being evolved. So it's a reflection. We're always reflecting and projecting what we really are inside into the world that we're living in.
And why in our human body have this logical thing and emotional thing?
Because we need both. We need both actually. You can't be emotional all the time because you need logic to make some decisions. And you cannot be logical all the time because you will miss the beauty of feeling different emotions, you know? So because some people sometimes numb or deny their feelings. For example, we're afraid to be angry or we're afraid to be sad. We want to be happy all the time. But what we need to learn is how to express our negative emotions, how to express our sadness, how to express our anger, and not avoiding the feeling at the first place.
Do you
And
have,
this
yeah, go on.
and this is how you learn to value and to know why we need positive emotions.
And do you have any particular suggestions or ideas that make people to be happy all the time in their life?
They don't need to be happy all the time in their life.
Yeah.
It's not a recipe, as I said before, you know. And what makes me happy doesn't have to make you happy because we're not the same. We're different, and our experiences are different. And what I look for in life and what I've been through in life is totally different than what you're going through or than what you're looking for. So it cannot be, yeah, this is the recipe, take notes, and that's it, you're happy.
So what makes you wake up in the morning every day and go and do the work?
Basically, my alarm. Because sometimes I really don't feel like waking up, you know. It's sometimes I wake up very energetic and it's like, yeah, today is the day where I do everything. Other days I feel like, I don't think I want to go to work today, you know. And it's part of life. So we need to embrace this. I believe that we need to embrace all the phases, all the moods, because we don't really have to be energetic all the time. Or we are not, it's not like we're not supposed to, but we need to know when to let ourselves rest. Because as much as we need to achieve and to accomplish, we need to rest.
What is your driving force?
My driving force. And my positive energy.
Positive energy. Where that is coming from?
It's something that's inside me, you know, it's my fuel, it's my spark. And what I do every day is try to keep it sparkling. This is my job, you know, not to lose the spark that makes me me.
Why everybody can't be like you?
They can be better than me. It doesn't have to be like me, you know, it's not like everyone, as I said before, everyone is looking for different things, you know. For example, for some people, I might be too negative or too energetic. Some people are more energetic than me. Some people are less energetic than me. It's, it's not like we need to compare. We need to enjoy where we are now. Because sometimes I'm very energetic. Other days I'm like, as I said, I don't really feel that I want to leave my bed. So it's like embracing what we are feeling now and give value to every phase that we are going through.
And why we need, why we have, uh, I mean, the feelings, thoughts, emotions that we have, why all this have need a physical body for it. They can be in the air, they can be in the in formless. Why we need a physical body for thoughts, feelings, and emotions?
What a deep question. I guess that the human body needs the energy that we are to be able to have motion. Because, yeah, as you said, energy doesn't need a physical body. It's everywhere. Energy is everywhere. And we are energy. And this energy is what sets our body in motion. And I believe that it's how we use our body is what makes the most of our energy. Because if you're tired, you need to rest and recharge your energy, because we cannot keep going if we don't recharge. And this is the connection between body and energy. This is my personal opinion. I've never thought about this before, so I'm just like trying to to process with you out loud.
So this energy that I said, need to have a physical body for sure. Why can't it be uh, without a physical body? In a similar way, after this chat, uh, you know, uh, when we go and do our regular work, the conversation that we had, the feelings or the emotions that we have experienced in this call, we still have this, that memory after the call also. So why this happens for human beings? Like even if the person is not there, they still have connection or the emotion or the feeling, even if they are physically not there. Where they are storing this information and which has no form.
If I understood your question well, when we experience a certain feeling, the memory and the thought of it remains. So when you have a negative thought, it triggers the negative feeling inside you. So the negative feeling triggers the negative thought, and then the thought triggers the feeling. And this is how we stay in loops, So when you start your negative thoughts, you feel like your energy is draining because it's like thought, feeling, thought, feeling. So if it's negative, it's like you're kind of stuck in your negativity. This is why we need to feed our minds positive experiences. This is why we need to be able to be grateful and to see what we have rather than what we don't have. Because if you think happy thoughts or positive thoughts, it will trigger a happy and a positive feeling inside you. And this is how it keeps going. Did I answer your question?
Yeah. So we have five senses: eyes, nose, and ears, tongue, and touch. These are information collectors. These are observing the information from the world and collecting the information and sending it to the brain. Brain is processing it and taking decisions about the information that is being collected. So in the beginning of this conversation, you said that it depends on you, uh, what kind of life you want to have, and you have to write the meaning of your own life. So things in the real life happens which are unexpected. Things always are unexpected. So we can't write, the meaning of the life with the unexpected things that we are connecting with the senses.
But we can still choose what we learn from these experiences. Because, yeah, we cannot predict life. But if we look to every experience as a learning experience and we try to find a lesson and something that we can use for growth, it will become much easier, you know. And if we learn how to grieve, how to feel sad, how to feel angry, how to allow ourselves to really feel the experiences, I guess it's gonna flow. Because sometimes we tend to block the feelings. For example, if we're supposed to feel angry or sad, we try to convince ourselves that it's not worth it. And people try to tell you, خلاص, get over it, it's not worth it, it's been in the past, it's been 2 months ago, or But if you're still feeling this feeling or having these thoughts, it's like it's your present, it's your reality, even if it's in the past. So you need it. This is our responsibility to know how to give it meaning and take a positive outcome out of it, even the negative emotions. Because I look at emotions as visitors. If the visitors are waiting outside of your door and you're not opening the door, you're not allowing them in, they will stay there, and they will keep banging on the door until you are forced to open or until they break the door. But if you allow them to come in and then give them space, they will leave. They will not stay forever. This is how I see feelings, even the negative ones. If we allow ourselves to really feel it and sometimes surrender to what we're feeling, it will go away, it will pass. But if you keep pushing, they will push back altogether. And then what will you do? You crash. So this is how I see it.
So as a person who are too much into emotions and feelings and as an observer of human emotions and human feelings, as a constant observer, as a curious person, are you very controlled when it comes to emotions?
Never. I'm a very emotional person. And sometimes I struggle to make logical decisions because I'm more like an emotional person, And it's part of who I am, and I really enjoy it. So it's how you embrace who you really are. I cannot hate the fact that I'm emotional, I love it. I feel everything deeply. So for me, it's a blessing. Even though sometimes I struggle with decisions because I'm like, what if I do this? What if I do that? And at the end of the day, I believe that whatever happens and no matter which decision I take, it will be a learning experience.
So humans are constant learners in your perspective.
Absolutely.
So we learn every day from the experience.
If you are willing to learn, you will learn from the smallest experience that you go through. But if you're not willing to learn, then it's up to you. But eventually, life has a very funny way of teaching us, because you keep recycling your experiences until you have enough. And then you are forced to learn. You are forced to grow. So you learn eventually. We learn eventually.
So life is a collection of experiences, and experience is
Yeah.
a collection of emotions.
You're still looking for the definition of that. Yeah, you can put it in this sense.
So we are constantly observing and absorbing emotions uh, from different,
Experiences, challenges. Yeah. Yeah.
and we are filling our bottle called life with those experiences.
Yeah.
And who will drink that? The next generation, if you leave it.
Who will?
If
What was
we
the
if
question?
we are filling these experiences that we are having in the bottle called
Ah, we are
life.
filling. Okay. And who will drink this?
Who will drink this? The next generation. I'm giving this bottle to the next generation, and they are going to drink it, and they are not going to do what I did, which made me feel sad, or which made me go through the failures.
Not really, in my opinion, because you can't save people, even your children, they will have their own experiences in life. But sometimes there is some traumas that are passed from generation to another. And if you have the courage to stop it, to take responsibility for healing, yeah, you can stop it. But this doesn't mean that your children won't have different experiences, you know? And you cannot force them to learn from your own experience. They have to make their own life. They have to find their own path.
So, as a psychologist, uh, you tell me how people with different experiences are connected, and they are having relationship, and they're living together.
Basically, connecting with other people who have different experiences is very important, because if we all have the same experiences, what will we learn? How will we be able to grow? We're all the same. But having this contact and this curiosity to learn from other people's experiences, and sometimes to share with them experiences, to create new experiences, gives a lot meaning to life, you know. So, and regarding having relationships with others, it's like, if you're willing to be open, to be vulnerable, to have the courage to tell someone else, this is who I am, and I am willing to grow with you. I guess this is what we lack these days, because people are not willing, most of the people are not willing to be vulnerable. It needs a lot of courage, but we also need to be vulnerable, to be to embrace who we are, and let other people see who we really are, because we cannot keep pretending all the time. You can't pretend, but how long can you pretend? And the people who you love, and the people that you are willing to live with and have experiences with, I believe they have the right to know who you really are. And you have the right to know who they really are. And you got to decide for yourself if this is what I want or not.
So what is the best way to connect with a person and be all the life with that person?
I believe being vulnerable and having the courage to tell them this is who I am, and for them, offering them understanding, not only communication. Because sometimes we think that, yeah, we communicate a lot, but still there's something that's missing. And I guess it's understanding. Because you need to understand who this person is and what makes them like that. You can listen to someone for 1 week, for 10 years, but if you're not willing to understand what they are saying, what are their needs, you will not be able to have a deep and honest and genuine relationship with them.
What makes two people to disconnect?
I guess being too proud, waiting for the other person to compromise. Yeah, I guess so. This is based on my experience. When you're not willing to understand and have the courage to admit that sometimes you are the problem and you are causing a problem, and keep waiting for the other person to compromise who they are or what they need to avoid changing or changing yourself, it's like they need to accommodate to my needs.
So
Yeah,
how
I
come?
believe
Yeah, I got you. So how communication plays a role in relationship?
it's very important. It's vital for a relationship. But as I said before, if you are communicating but not willing to understand, you're missing the point of communication.
So do you have anything that you will tell that will work for sure for every human who are from any place in the world?
About communication and understanding, you mean?
In relationship, something that works.
It's to listen carefully, not only with our ears, but with our heart and with our eyes, to be fully invested in what the other person is saying, and to be grateful for them sharing their experience and what do they really need. Because when you really want someone in your life, you will be able to tell them what you need. But if someone doesn't tell you what they need, and they are expecting you to know, to just know, it's not like they are really investing in you.
So in different countries, there are different rules. Different countries works with different systems, different ways of making things happen. So people have different restrictions, different things in because of their government or whatever the ruling thing is there. So is it possible for human to be himself all the life in this restricted world?
Can you repeat the question? Is it possible?
Feelings and emotions are being restricted because of the societal rules. So what do you say about that as a life coach?
Yeah, I agree that in different countries, different cultures, some of the feelings are restricted. Basically, in some cultures, it's easier to express anger and rage than to express kindness and love. So it's okay to be angry and to shout on people and to be rude, but it's not okay to be kind. They will see you as if you're weak, and this comes from the lack of understanding of the importance of going through all the emotions. It's like, I'm angry, leave me alone. I'm not willing to explain who I am, to be vulnerable enough to express who I am. So we stick to one emotion, which is anger, which is rage. So yeah, the culture plays a big role in this. But I believe that if someone wants to be kind, they can be kind no matter what, because this is what we need. And I guess everyone's going through a lot already. So what we need is more people who are willing to be kind for no reason. You don't have to tell me what's going on in your life for me to be kind with you. I'm just kind to you because this is what we need. This is the kind of strength that we need.
So a person who loves himself or herself a lot, self-loving, and giving a lot of importance to self-emotions, self-values, self-time, self-materialistic things, are they going to be very successful in relationship where they have to love other person, they have to share things with other person, they have to uh, uh, do things with other person? Does that work? Self-loving in relationship? I mean, excess of self-loving. What are the consequences of having more self-love in relationships?
You mean the extreme
Yeah,
self-love?
yeah.
Okay, so
Because there are some countries, I don't want to name it. There are some countries where people are extremely individualistic. They give a lot of importance to themselves. Even when you listen them, the videos or when you meet them, they talk like, I don't care. I don't bother. It's not my thing. Like, they talk like, you know, nothing is important for them other than their own life. Are they going to be very successful in relationship? Because I saw in their country there is a lot of divorce rate. People are getting disconnected. Only 50% of the relationships in their country are working, and 50% are getting disconnected, being with their partners for very less time because of more, uh, loving themselves.
I guess here we're talking more about attachment or benefits, because when we talk about self-love, it's very important because the way you love and you value yourself is the standard that you put for other people to love you. So you cannot go around and tell people, please love me, I'm desperate for love, because you don't love yourself. They will use you. You will become codependent because you're seeking for validation. You're seeking for love from outside, you know? But when you really know the value of yourself and your self-worth, and you love yourself the right way, you will find more people who are willing to love you because you are setting the standard. No one can benefit from your lack of self-worth or lack of self-love and tell you, yeah, this is love, this is not love. No one can set the standard but you. So yeah, we need to love ourselves. But the concept of self-love is sometimes going extreme, as you mentioned, And I don't think we can talk about self-love here because it's not love, you know. When there is nothing that's flourishing, we cannot talk about love. So I don't know what we will call it, but definitely not love.
So what are the consequences for having that excess of not love, whatever you say?
About missing self-love?
No, having giving more importance to themselves rather than giving importance to the person who is sitting in front of them.
I believe that extremism and toxicity are like twin sisters. They go hand in hand. So when you take something extreme, it means there's a kind of lack somewhere, you know. So if you're focused on yourself to the point that you don't see anyone else, there's something wrong. And the other way is the same. So if you're focused only on the other person and you forget about yourself, there is also something wrong. So here we need to really look into what's the definition of self-love or self-worth, or because sometimes when we feel that we are not worthy enough, we try to make it up for ourselves, you know. It's like I keep focusing on stuff that I can control, like my hair, my makeup, my style, my outfit, I don't know, the cars that I drive, because these stuff are things that I have control over. Because I might not have control over my feelings, my thoughts, my trauma, my experiences, you know. So I just give more attention and more control over the things that I can actually control.
So what are the consequences having more self-love?
Depends on the case. So I cannot generalize, you know. It's like sometimes if you're feeling empty and you're trying to fill this emptiness with excessive self-love, I will call it, between brackets. So you will end up feeling more empty, you know, because you're looking in the wrong place. You're trying to fill your need that you might not be able to admit with the wrong things. And it keeps getting emptier.
So how to talk with people, how to communicate with people so that you can balance relationships with different people.
It's like listening with an open heart, without judgment. Because if you're judging people, you cannot love them, you cannot understand them, and you cannot accept them. And this comes from the way that we judge ourselves, you know, because we are very judgmental when it comes to ourselves. So it's very normal to judge other people. And this is the importance of self-love that I mentioned before. It's how you love yourself in a healthy way that allows you to be able to love other people.
So are you love expert?
Not really. Actually, I'm not into this expert title, you know, because I know that I still have a lot to learn, and I'm really enjoying the journey that I get to learn something new every day, you know, about love, about relationships, about work, about life, about, you know, it's like I don't think that I will call myself an expert like ever. You know, it's a journey. It's not a destination. So if you say you're an expert, it's like خلاص, you know it all. There's nothing more to add. And this is how you stop growing, because you you need to keep learning. You need to keep willing to grow, to be able to really have a deeper experience and a deeper understanding of what's going on around you and within you as well.
But still, I'm waiting for your answer about are you very good in understanding love?
I'm still learning. I'm still learning.
So what you have learned till now about it?
What I mentioned about understanding, because I learned that I used to be a codependent person. So I'm not gonna spoil the book for you, but I used to seek validation from other people, you know, to feel like, okay, I'm enough, I'm worthy. And then you come to a point in your life when you become aware that, okay, this is not working. So I have to do something about it. And this is when my healing journey started. This is when I started to embrace who I really am and what are my needs. Because you need to express what you need. Sometimes we think that people have to guess without us even saying or verbalizing what we need. And sometimes even after we verbalize, people lack understanding. So how are we expecting them to just guess, you know? So what I learned so far is the importance of setting the standard for people how to love you, giving them the example, being able to be vulnerable and show up and be proud of who you are, knowing that you still have a lot to learn and a lot of experiences that will shape you and will support you to grow, and listening with understanding, not to think that, okay, they said this, I'm gonna say this now. You know, it's not like listening to responding, it's like listening to really understanding. Yeah, that's it so far.
So in my profession, in technology profession, the people who works in this profession anywhere in the world, uh, we are communicating with machines, not with human beings. Most of the time, we sit in front of computers and we develop applications, we write code, we create a software, we create user interfaces, back end, front end, logical things. There is so much mind has been used in this profession. Extremely logical. You have to be extremely logical in this profession. It's important because if you be emotional, you can't work. You can't be a DevOps engineer or a software engineer. You are unfit because machine is something that if you type one, it will give answer for one. If you type something, I'm emotional today, I will type two, but you take one means this happens in communication between human beings. If you are unable to understand, I can able to convey my emotion in a different way, but still you can able to get me because this is the real life, like real thing, which is created by the nature. But that computers or the machines, whatever, are created by human beings. Human being is the creator of that, and human beings are being created by the nature. There is so much difference. But I interviewed so many experts But in our profession, we can call people as experts because they're experts in in talking with computers. They are very good in understanding computers because
It's a
there is
machine
no
at the end of the day.
there is it's a limited thing. You can expertise in that. You can get certification in that. But when you know becoming an expert in for humankind or human psychology is impossible because it's an ocean kind of a subject. So this is a subject created by human beings. They can understand it. It's a limited thing. But comparing, it's a very big thing. But comparatively, it's comparing with the nature product with the human product. Nature product
Absolutely.
is something. There are a lot of unanswerable questions, but we have answers for human created things because we have control over it. We know what we did in order to create that. So we can call experts in this profession. And I interviewed a lot of experts in my profession, and the way I communicate with them and the way they communicate with human beings are completely different because the talking with computers, being in front of machines for a long time in a day, 8 hours, 10 hours, they become machines. Uh, they are extremely logical. They talk like cutoffs, like like bye, it's okay. Like there is no emotion in their face or there is no expression, that shows the love or like concern or I think they're missing the human natural qualities called emotions or feelings. But I'm totally you know apart from that. I don't belong to that category, but I do that for my profession. But I that is for my living. But this is something that I'm doing, communicating with people, actual life I'm experiencing with talking with humans, that real pure emotions, experiencing people's emotions like this. Yeah. So I'm very fascinated about this subject. I'm not a psychologist with a degree or something, but I'm just curious how people see things, why they are doing that, what they are doing that. So coming to the question, these people who become logical, I think the top leaders I have interviewed, CEOs, the founder of the companies, they are the business owners. They're like $1 million business they have. I talk with them. It's at last they say that it is very important for you to understand the human psychology. It's very important to understand human needs, human emotions, respect, values. Then only you can create a software product or a software service that will reach people and that will help them to solve their problems. It can be mobile or it can be any technical device. Eventually, technology is there to solve human problems, but not to create problems. So, in the top level, human psychology plays extremely major role, especially in artificial intelligence. They are trying to put emotions in the artificial intelligence machines that we are creating. But a lot of people in the world that I have interviewed, like they can be top experts, work for 20 years, 30 years in this profession, 40 years. I interviewed them. They are missing the human qualities. They have experienced their life. Their half of their life is over, but still they're not. I personally feel that being in this logical thinking for a long time, they have missed the purity of the real things, the the emotions and all. And I can clearly see in their faces there is no glow or there is no smile in their things. So like I this is my profession. I observe them. I talk most of the people who are from this profession. Uh, don't know about different profession, but is it important to be too logical? Are they going to like waste their life being too much logical? Is it important to be that logical in life?
I believe we need to find a balance, because we need this balance. We need logic and we need to be able to feel emotions. And this is the beauty of human connection, you know. Here, since you shared your experience, and thank you for sharing your experience, if you allow me to ask you this question, what do you think those people who are dealing with machines all the time really need?
They need real things which have the purity, which will come only from the nature. The nature products can create something in them, not the human products.
Beautiful, absolutely.
They are missing that. I think they have to go out and experience the natural vibes of the nature.
Yeah, absolutely.
So one of the things that I want to share with you is after completion of my masters, I was preparing for PhD entrance exam. So I wanted to do PhD like I did masters. Let's do something big. Let's do some research and all. I thought then I
Way to go, bravo.
so I decided like I started preparing for the entrance exam for PhD, and there was a subject which drawn my attention called computer networks. So in which the computers are interconnected. One computer is connected with other computer is connected with like this multiple computers are connected with each other, and the information transfer is happening between computers. That's exactly the subject meaning is. So in order to share the information and give access, give permissions to different computers, how much information should be sent to this particular computer one, computer two, computer three, how much there is restrictions, protocols, so many things, all these security related things, and based on the requirement, this computer network is working. That is what I understood, and I wrote. I used to have a blog, and with pictures, I had created pictures of the computers and how the information is being transferred. And by understanding this, I thought like this is the creation of the human being. This concept, information transfer between machines, is the thought of human being. So this thought came human for human. For this thought came for human in order to transfer information from one person to other person. That's why it's called PC, personal computer. From my computer, I'm sending to your computer. So this is the extension of the human connectivity. Actually, technology is extension. It is helping you to connect with other person who is living in other country or other place. So that's the reason the information transfer came. So I thought like, okay, this is the so these computers are connected with each other, information transfer happening, and this concept is called computer network. More than one computer is called as network. So it's called a network. Can be any number of computers connected with each other. So I will create a network which is called human network, which is what my channel is. Fracture is thoughts, where information transfer is happening between different country people, and the communication system I have created, the natural, pure communication. That's why the reason I have grown very fast in last 3 years, because it impacted
That's
so
genius,
much.
actually. Thank you for doing this.
So that's my motivation. That was the foundational point that made me to create this and communicate with experts from different parts of the world. And today I've reached 595th chat.
Wow, way to go.
So my thought was like, at least I want to connect with 4,000 people in the world. Like I want to interview 4,000 people, different people, not the same thinking people or belongs to same profession who do same things all the time. Every time I interview, every time you'll see a new face. and a new flag. So
That's fantastic.
that itself shows the diversity. And here, the fantastic thing is, I have to be the global communicator. Like you have mentioned certain points, the qualities that I already have. That that's why the reason I'm successful in this. Those qualities are, I just want to repeat this. You already said it. Non-judgmental attitude, uh, just listening and listening their experiences. You always listen to new things from new person. Every person is unique, and every person's experiences makes you feel like, in the beginning days after 30 interviews, when I was talking with a person, I was extremely sad at that particular time. And I was like, I don't want to do this interview, but I have to because it has been scheduled. Then I had a conversation and I was sad for so many reasons on that day. And once I had conversation with that person, then I have understood that the person is sharing his personal experiences that made him go so bad in his life. Like so many bad experiences, negative things, breakups, so many things. Like, I was listening. Then after completion of the interview, I thought like, thank God, I don't have these many problems. I am far better than this person. Don't need to feel sad. There are a lot of people in different parts of the world who are feeling more, negative than me. So when you're talking with people, you will see a lot of people going through different things. A woman from US, there are so many sad stories I've heard. Like, I was just listening. I become like a rock. I don't have any feelings when they're talking because I'm hearing something that I never I never experienced because they have spent 30 years on this planet or 20 years or 15 years with different people, and it's valuable information they are sharing their life experience in my channel and I'm presenting it, and that's why the reason it is so real and so impactful. So that is one of the reasons why uh, it becomes huge success for me. You know, anybody who comes, like, they will get connected with me. There is no, something that I'm creating that I'm not feeling. Like if you are in front of me physically here, how I feel, I'm feeling the same way with the phone, being in different place in the world. So I think that is missing in the internet today. That the content creators or the technology people are trying to be different in internet. They're not being same. They're not being authentic. Uh, if they be exactly what they are outside the internet, I think they can connect with so many people in the world. Their originality, I think that real them will reach. I just want to share this because it's related to communication and my project. It will give you some
Thank
idea.
you. Thank you for sharing this, Sai. So if I want to ask you, what's one thing that you learned from interviewing hundreds of people around the world? What would it be?
One thing, what I learned. One thing I cannot say, like, so many things I have learned, so many people, so many. I cannot say one thing. If you ask me one common thing in all the people, everyone is human being. I can say that every human, have the same pain, smile, heart, and the tears. same. Everyone is having the same things, these things. But all these things that you said in the beginning, the positive and the negative emotions that humans have, you will have the same emotions, I will have the same emotions. All the humans from all the parts of the world on this planet have the same emotions. That is for sure. And but these emotions will be generated or will be created by seeing different things, by listening to different things, by smelling different things, or by tasting different things, or by touching different things. Those are called as experiences. Those collection of experiences is called as life. And different people are living different lives in different places. So that's the biggest content that nobody created in the world. That, according to my understanding, I never saw a person like me who is doing this, experiencing the experiences of the people from all over the world, more than 100 country people, all country people, like almost all country people I had conversation. Communication is different. People are speaking in different way. UK, a person from UK talking in different way. In Canada is talking in different way. In South America, Colombia, from France, Finland, Poland, Pakistan, Europe, or some country names I came to know for the first time after starting this series. I don't even know that countries exist. So, and I came to know like people talk like this, people like they want to connect actually. All these people who are living in different parts want to like everyone is friendly actually. I think I'm friendly. Maybe everybody is looking friendly for me.
You're attracting you're attracting friendly people into your life.
Don't know.
So did you
That's
know about Lebanon before our
one
interview?
person I interviewed. One person I interviewed from Lebanon long back. I think 2 years back. And now
Ah, that's fantastic.
she's so cute, like you.
Thank you.
Yeah. Then I understood. I was telling my mom like Lebanon women are very cute, good-looking
Now
girls.
now we're going into complimenting.
I mean, that's the truth. That's the truth. Lebanon, like I see all different looking people, right? Lebanon country women are, I think, one of the beautiful people in the world.
Actually, there's beauty in every human being, but it's up to us to really look the right way to find this beauty. It's not only about the look, it's about the energy that we give, the spark that we have. It's up to us to really value the beauty within people that we are meeting.
Yeah, that's what I felt
And
of
thank you
you.
for the compliment.
Yeah. So that's the common thing that I have observed. I think I gave answer for your question.
Thank you for sharing your experience and thank you for doing this podcast. It's actually a very valuable experience that you're having and that you're sharing with everyone around the world. Way to go. Way to go.
So, what is your observation about my work?
It's actually from what I heard today, it's very interesting and it's like, as you said, it's connecting, you know, connecting dots and people and ideas and experiences from all around the world that everyone and anyone could benefit from it. Thank you for doing this.
And what I'm going to learn from connecting with different country people who are having different experiences. what I'm going to learn from them.
That we're all different, yet we're all one. We're all connected. We all have the universe inside us, you know, and still we have different experiences that shape every one of us in a different way.
So this is the feedback that you said you want to give. So,
So, yeah.
so I have 3 minutes. Like I have said, I'll take 2 hours. I have 3 more minutes. So before that, I was,
Oh, it's been 2 hours.
yeah, more 3 minutes for 2 hours. So coming to the my experience that I have said about the computer networks, there the communication system between computers, that is a system that is being created by human beings in order to communicate with people who are from different places. So uh, there is security things. That's why they need a software. Like software, something you cannot touch. It's like your thoughts and feelings and emotions that I have asked you before, and the body that we are talking. The body is called physical device. The laptop or the phone, and the physical thing has an invisible thing called software. Same like human beings. Human beings have emotions, thoughts, and which are non-touchable. In the same way, software is non-touchable. The Skype, Microsoft Teams, these are called as softwares, and this functions different way according to the needs of different users in the world. The technology software companies create these things for different users for different purposes. So eventually, everything is for human beings, to help human beings. So coming to the point, the computer networks that I was saying, the communication system that is happening, I was too curious in understanding that, like going very deeper, how it's not that easy that I'm telling in one line now, communication. There is so many things are happening. There is the connectivity between software and hardware, and it's a perfect thing that human fixed it in order to share the right information. If I say hi means it should say hi to you. You are living in Dubai, so it should be accurate. So there is so many calculations, algorithms, things happens behind the technology for this hi. There is so many technologies has been used, but not non-technical people knows that. But there is so much hard work has been done in order to this information transfer to countries. It become easy, but there are so many software developers working too hard to do this. So coming to the point, I understood that what is happening inside the systems and network, and all these are human understood this by understanding human network. You do events, right? You go to people, in between people, you listen to different people, you talk to different people. That is called as network. And you are a human. It's called a human network. So you are curious, like right? You're curious, like you are listening, you are absorbing information, and you are experiencing that. In the same way, the computer feels the same, but there is so much different there. Computer don't have emotions. Computer can't take decisions by itself. It need a human support. Human needs to give a command. Do this means it will do it. But humans are different. So uh, I think I'm going to work in AI in future with all this project, this international project that I'm doing. Uh, Maybe in artificial intelligence, in the international technology, you know, people works where I can contribute how AI needs to work, what humans are thinking, what humans are experiencing. You have to put all these in your mind when you're creating a machine which runs like a human being, which is called as artificial intelligence. We are intelligent and we are creating artificially intelligent thing. So we have to very, very deeply understand human beings. Like experts like you, they have to ask you because you work in understanding human beings, right? So people who understand humans, they need to work, especially in technology, in order to make AI work. And I interviewed a person who is from NASA, space projects, uh, two people. And I want to also, that's not my subject. I was also curious about that, how things work in the space station, about the planet. So I got the opportunity to interview director of the, that space station or somebody. And I was asking the same, this communication system, what is happening on the planet, they are saying they are trying to transfer information wirelessly. So it started eventually from communication, understanding the communication between human beings. This technology is the extension of, understanding humans and emotions and logics and relationships, all these values, moral values, ethics, religions, cultures, all these are the foundation for sending information about the planet today. So it's a mixture of human psychology and technology. That's why I was asking, like, emotion and logic. How much there are so many people who are extremely logical. They need emotion. Then only they can create a machine which can transfer information which will not hurt. Like, no, too logic things will, affect the emotional things. So I request from this podcast not to be too logical. The psychologist.
Yeah, you've got to find the balance.
Yeah. So can I put this video on my YouTube channel with your permission?
Yes, absolutely. Of course
And
you can.
also can I put this audio and video clip on my podcast, website, internet, social media, everywhere with your permission?
Yes, absolutely. Thank you.
Uh, can you share your social media presence to my podcast listeners so that they can follow you and they can take your service or they can take your support or they can take your help from anywhere in the world?
Basically, I'm on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter as Embody Your Why, and on LinkedIn as Suzanne AbiRizk.
I'll put the links in the description of this video, also on the screen as well. People who find our video on YouTube can see it. All the 2 hours they can see the link and they can, see the work
Thank
that
you
you're
so
doing and see the contribution that you're doing to the world.
Thank you so much for this, and thank you for this interesting conversation.
It's my pleasure. And thanks for being awesome. And I'll put about your work in my website as well. People who reaches my website can see your work and they can see your web links. It can be Instagram or if in future, if you have a website, you can send me. I can put anybody who visits my site, they can see you and they
Will
can see
do.
your work.
Will do. Will do. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Aki.